Webflow workshop. I am your host Nelson, aka the Pixel Geek. Yes. So I want to give a shout out to Design Content Conference. On the screen right there, I have the homepage for Design Content Conference. Webflow is sponsoring this conference, and some of our team members will be there. So between July 20th and 22nd, if you're in the neighborhood of Vancouver, be sure to stop by if you get a ticket and you want to join us and talk some Webflow stuff, or if you're in the area of that weekend, schedule some lunch or something with us. We want to meet the Webflow community, so let's grow it. Let's make it big. So if you're there, come on by, or just post on the forums to let us know that you're in the area. We want to meet you. Want to give you some swag. Yeah, so let's do it. And speaking of which, I want to say thank you to everyone who's in the YouTube channel right now, who's in the live stream. We got Paul, Randy, Nav. Hello to Anna, Alex, Coral, Paul, Michael. Thank you guys. Oh, Alexandra, thank you guys so much for joining me each week. It's always fun to converse with the community because you guys are why we make this awesome platform, to help empower you guys with the best tool for you to design and code at the same time. So for this week, to celebrate the Design Content Conference, we're going to be rebuilding the homepage that you see right here. And as always, I like to break it down visually, take the content and images and put them in the Assets Manager, and get it done. All right. So without further ado, let's get to it. Visually breaking down this. So we have a somewhat basic navbar at the top, but there's a logo in the middle, so it's kind of different. And it seems like we can accomplish this using Flexbox and 3 columns or 3 elements. Okay. As we move down, it seems that it's a background image right here with overlaid content. Is there an echo? Sorry if there's an echo, but we'll move on. CTA right there, and then this one right here. Whenever I see repeated things like this, like say profiles of people, and they have their own page, that's easily thought up. That's easily done in the dynamic collections manager. So I would have a thumbnail and an image, and if I click in here, it seems that there's some more information about that person and a Twitter handle. So we're not going to do the child page, only the home page, but I'll set up the database the dynamic collection to reflect this, okay? So you always want to break it down visually whenever you're redoing a website, okay? And then we have a basic form here, and then it seems that we have a logo and a link for each of these. So instead of putting them in as static content, because what if someone needs to continually add or remove sponsors, you would do that in the Dynamic Collections Manager. So yeah, and then that's it, a footer. Simple enough. All right, so let's get to it. Now, like I said, I already have all my assets here, and these are the only assets that I found that I really need. I have the logo here, the red bar at the top, 2 background images that overlay. It's Vancouver and then those big triangles, and then a background image for the speaker row. All right, so let's get started with the first row. We're going to drag in a section and a hero. And as always, if anyone has a question in the live chat room, ask away and I will answer it. All right, so this doesn't seem like 100 VH. It seems like it's a set height. So let's start off with like 900 pixels high, okay? And in there we have, let me double check something. Okay, the navbar isn't sticky, so it's not fixed. So we can put the navbar inside of the hero row as well. Okay, So we have the background, and we're going to go to my assets, and we have Vancouver. Very pretty place. Cool. Oh, and I want to stretch that to cover so it fills the whole thing. Let's center it. There we go. And let's go ahead and add another background image for the triangles. Set it to cover. Bottom, top. I think the top. There you go. Nice. I think that's how we want it. Let's. Or is it this way? Interesting. Probably like that. Okay. And now we need some space for the top nav bar. I think this is not enough space, so maybe the top nav bar is actually its own section. Let's do that. I'm going to call this nav, and the background of nav is that red. There we go. I think, is it, no, it's not cover. It's just tiled. Yep, cool. So it has a, I don't think you can tell, but there's a pattern here. There's a texture for it, so that's why they have an image. Moving on, we have, okay, so we want to make this Flexbox, okay, because we have a wrapper here, and then an image for the logo, and then another wrapper here for these links. Okay, so let's get to it. I'm gonna set this to flex. Ooh, actually no, because this is just, I have to put something inside of it because I need to set a max width for the inside. Okay, so I'm going to drag in a div block inside of the nav. I'm going to call this nav wrapper. And the max width for this will be 1170, and I'm going to center it. All right. And there we go. And make it 960. There we go. All right, so we're going to make this flex, so that way everyone is pushing off to the left, or should I do space around? Let's try space around. Or space between. Let's see here. Okay, and if you haven't played with Flexbox yet, go to flexboxgame.com and try it out for yourself. All right, so we need 3 elements. We have a div block, and then we have our logo, and then we have another div block. Now look what happened when I do space between. I'm using this one right here, space between. I have the first div block here, and then the logo, and then another div block. So that's already, it's already set my 3 columns, and I didn't have to use the columns component. I didn't have to use any floats. It just does it. Flexbox is the thing, you guys. No longer using floats is such a great thing. Okay, let's go ahead and let's add a text link. Okay, let's try text link. Oops, sorry, forgot to turn off my phone. There, it's off. So we have a text link, and this one is going to be speakers, and I'm going to give it a style, so I'm going to call it navlink, and let's go ahead and make it white, no underline, all caps, and yeah, let's give it some padding. Yeah, 5 is good. There we go. Okay, copy, paste, paste, and let's go ahead and do the same thing here. Speakers, 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 speakers. Actually, let me delete that one more time because I need to give this a class name. Let's see here, nav links wrapper, because I want to set this to let's see here, align center. There you go, vertically aligned center. Easy. Oh, that's so easy. All right. So this navbar is really, really big. So I'm thinking, I'm thinking this has to float because this one overlays the bottom image like that. So I'm guessing this one not float. It has to logo. It has to be position absolute. Ooh, this can be a little tricky. Okay. So position absolute. I'm gonna set it to 50%. So I'm horizontally centering it. How should I do this? Try the old way of centering something. Negative 50%. So that's good, but this nav bar, this nav wrapper is not tall enough. So there's two ways to make it tall. I can use set height, or I can use padding. Let's try padding. See how that works. Seems better. Okay, but this guy, there we go. I think that's fine. What do you guys think? Like that. Doing some fine tuning right now. Cool. All right. It seems to be bold. All right. So speakers, schedule, location, partners, blogs, tickets. Partners, blogs, or blog, tickets. Cool. And now we just need to overlay this hero section with information. So we're going to put a heading here. And we're going to call it, we're going to put the date. I'm thinking this is H2 because it's not the most important piece of information. So zero that out on top, zero that out on the bottom. Make it white. And so with Flexbox, again, I need to make this centered, vertically centered, and horizontally centered. So because the content is in a column, so it just goes down one column like this, I can easily do that with Flexbox by setting the hero to flex and setting the column, the direction to column, and horizontally center it and vertically center it. Cool. I don't think vertically centered is the right thing though. So maybe I should push it down with padding. Let's see. I think that'll do it right there. And now when I put in another heading, it's in a column, so it's gonna move down to the next row. So copy this. Here we go. This one needs a max width, so I'm gonna say 550. Center it white. And there we go. Let's make this one smaller. Alright. Sweet. And then we're gonna put a paragraph of text, and then after that a button. Okay, so this paragraph is hero P, white, max width 550. There we go. Registration info. No, I don't have it. I need to find out the background. There we go, the background color. So I got the hex of it. If you don't know how to find a color, you can always right click on an element and click inspect, and you'll get this developer tools, and you can find colors in it. Okay, so I'm gonna copy that, and I can just say button, and I can go ahead and style it however I want. So there we go. And don't forget to save your swatches too. Okay, this is bold. And there we go. So there we go. It's kind of like it, but we'll move on. This hero seems too high, huh? 700? 850? Or maybe this guy's smaller. Interesting. Maybe this guy's smaller with 250. There, 300. There we go. Now it fits. Sweet. Is that centered content? Yeah, right here. This one's centered too. All right, so the hero row and the navbar are done. Okay, so we're moving on. Let's see here. Do they have the big... Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and put in the next section. Any questions so far, guys? Let me know. Okay, so for this, when it comes to content like this, where there's a rinse and repeat of information, I always like to build the dynamic collection first. And how to do that is you click on the collections, create new collection, and create one. So this one's going to be called speakers, and the URL for it is going to be speaker, because when you go to a speakers page, it's not going to it's up to you if you want your URL to be speaker or speakers, and then the actual speaker name. So it's up to you. So each person has a name, obviously, a name, a photo, and a bio. Okay, so I can add it. So the name is already given to you. A photo. So I'm gonna add an image and give it a label of photo. And then a bio. And usually for bios, there's usually links inside of it or like italicized text. So that can only be done inside of rich text. Okay, for plain text, it's only just plain. You can't really play around with the formatting. Okay, so I'm just gonna say bio, and that's it. Create collection. And now let's go ahead and add the first 5 speakers. Okay, so we have Elaine. Okay, I'm just gonna put the first name, Elaine, and then for the bio, I can just copy it from here and paste it, and there we go. Create speaker, new speaker, Cecily, and let's go ahead and get her. Create speaker, Donna. And this is why it's always best to have your content ready before you even start designing a website inside of Webflow, because that way you're working with real data. You're not working with placeholder content. So we always like to say, even on our blog posts, we say design your content first before designing your website. Okay, and that's what websites are. Websites aren't just a thing to make something look flashy. It's a way for a user to get information. Okay, because the end goal is getting information, not to see something flashy. Okay, one more. Okay. Oh, his name is Anil. Okay, let me get that. And notice when I put in the bio, there's already links. That's the power of our rich text. Okay, and also in here, don't forget, you can click on this cog right here and then open in a new tab. Okay, so you want to make sure that your links open in a new tab. I'm not going to do it to all, but just a reminder for you guys. Okay, so there we go. We have our speakers created, and now we can work with that data and design with it. So let's go ahead and go back to home and see how they got it done. So they have a 5-column and a background image. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with this, some of the industry's best. So let's go ahead and call speaker row. Add some padding to the top and bottom. All right. Add my background image. Right there. There. Cool. Wait. Maybe it's cover. Oop. And now I can add in a container, a 960 container, and inside of there add my dynamic list, my speakers. And because of Flexbox, I don't like using the dynamic list settings layout. Because we have Flexbox now, notice how I get 2, 3, 4, or 6 columns. But this one has 5. So you can't do 5 columns with our preset layout. And what this preset layout is doing is adding floats, the old school way of doing columns. Okay? Do the new school way with Flexbox. Okay? Oh, I forgot to add a heading. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's do H2. Paste that in. Black H2. That way it's 3s. Push it down. There we go. All right. Hi, Fred. Welcome to the stream. Let's see here. So in the dynamic item, I can go ahead and put in a link block. And in that link block, it's going to go to that dynamic template page. So each speaker will have their own page. Okay? I'm going to drag in an image inside of the link block and bind this image to the photo inside of the speakers collection. Okay? And so now I'm pulling in real data. Let's go ahead and put their name. Okay, get text from their name, and there we go. And so let's go ahead and also give this a class name of speaker. And now when I set a class name for one, it sets it for all. Again, we're playing with all of the collection items. So let's go ahead and center everything. No underline. I said no underline. Oh, that's why. Let me remove this. I want to set speaker to the link block. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. We remove the underline. There we go. And so, notice how this says 333 on the color of the text. When you're playing with link blocks or text links, it defaults to the default blue that text usually get. In order to override this, I gave the link block a class name of speaker, and it says 333. But what you can do is just drag this around so the color changes, and then go back and type in 333. So that's how you override it. Okay? Let me change it to bold. Let's put some padding on the top and bottom of it. Oh, actually no. Control Z. There we go. This right here, I'm gonna call it photo because I want to put some space below it. There we go. That's too much. Let's go ahead and let's do 10. All right, cool. And now for the actual dynamic item, we're gonna get all Flexbox with this. So this dynamic list right here, not the dynamic list wrapper, but the dynamic list. We're going to call this Flex and give it a Flexbox. And so now everything pushes to the left. Okay? And now we have our 5 columns. As simple as that. And now I can go back to my Flex child right here. I'm going to give it a name of Flex child. And make sure that there's padding on all sides. And there we go. That's it. Simple enough. Yeah, that's it. Now we move on. Let's go ahead and let's skip this part right here, the form part, and just go straight into creating another content collection, so you guys understand, rinse and repeat. Always practice your skills, so that way, you know, when it comes up again and you need to do it, you can do it faster. So again, I'm going to put a section here, and this section is going to be called sponsors row. Okay. And inside the sponsors row, I'm going to have a container. Okay, a 960 container. And then, do they have any title? No, they don't. All right. So let's put some padding to make sure it's not bumping up. Go to 50, 50, 50, 50. And now we're going to create a collection. Okay, so again, the collections button right here, make a new collection. I'm going to call it sponsors. This one's called sponsors, or sponsor, and the name of the sponsor, the logo of the sponsor, and also I'll need a link to the sponsor's URL. Okay, create collection, and now let's go ahead and fill in that information. So first one we got is which one we got? Hold on. Okay, so we have 4 of them. So we're gonna go with Adobe, and of course it's adobe.com. Create new sponsor. Envision. Media template temple media temple.net, and hey, you know what, us too. Yay, cool. Now that I'm done creating my dynamic collection, let's go ahead and rinse and repeat. Okay, so how do we do this? We drag in a dynamic list, connect the dynamic collection that we want. So this one is sponsors, and we're gonna leave this layout alone. I know there's 4 entries right now, and I can easily click on this one right here, the 4 columns layout, but because I want more control of how my columns react in a responsive manner, I'm going to leave that alone and leave this layout as full width. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and make these little card things right here. Okay. With the drop shadows, and notice how there's a hover effect. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and add a link block. Okay. And okay. So for the link, it's going to get the URL from the sponsors collection, and I'm going to set it as the link. And there you go. Jay Gannon asks, collections are only a part of the Webflow CMS, correct? That is correct. You can add a collection onto your website, and it doesn't cost anything extra. But once you're ready to attach your custom domain name to your website, that's when you have to pay for the hosting subscription. Okay, and the hosting subscription is cheaper if you have a paid account plan versus the starter free plan. Good question. All right, so we're gonna call this sponsor card. Okay, and let's go ahead and design this. I think it's like an off-white, so let's go ahead and pick something that's off-white, something like that. Right, and inside of that we have a logo. So because I know we're gonna have a logo, I want to set some padding around. Okay, let's say 10. Okay, and inside of each one we're going to put in an image. Get the image from sponsors, set it to the logo. There we go. Now each sponsor card, it already has some sort of, okay, so there's padding inside of the dynamic thing. So let's go ahead and, I think FlexChild will do. There we go. Cool. Now back on the sponsor card, I'm going to give it a shadow. So let's give it a drop shadow that's angled down. Now it's really, really dark. So let's make it just like that. Okay. Let's set the blur to 10. Nope, that's too much. 5. Cool. Distance will be 0. Nope. Cool. 2. All right. Now, I want to set a transition because notice how when I hover over this, it happens gradually. That's an animation. That's a transition that's timed. Okay, so in order to add a timed transition, you would click on this stopwatch right here. And I'm going to set the transition to box shadow. Okay. Hold on, let me check this again. Yeah, it's just the box shadow that's moving. All right. And now I'm going to go to the hover state. Right here, there's a states. I can go to the hover state, and I can change this drop shadow style to something like the distance is a little bit further. Let's see here. And a little bit darker. Okay, let's try that. All right, let's preview it. There we go. Sweet. All right. And okay, so this is already a flex child. We need to make the dynamic list flex. So let's go ahead and flex. And there we go. Uh-oh. I noticed that this sponsor card is smaller than the rest. How do I fix that? Let's see here. This right here. Okay, so this is how you fix it. So I can set this flex child to be a Flexbox as well. And then I fixed it. Because all the children within this flex child will align stretch. Okay? So here, let me show you again. It's not stretching. Now it is. This is why I strongly recommend using Flexbox rather than floats. You have more control. Your columns will stretch vertically. You can align everything vertically. You can play around with so much stuff with Flexbox. I can't say enough about it. It's so powerful. You guys, if you haven't learned it yet, play around with it until it gets into your brain, because you will look back and be like, why didn't I use Flexbox before? Why wasn't Flexbox a thing before? But it's super great. Okay. All right. So to show you even more about Flexbox, let's get responsive, of course. Okay. So right there, seems pretty good. The navbar is kind of too close. So let's go ahead and fix that real quick. Boom, done. Nice. Moving on. See how it gradually goes down? But yeah, so that's good. That's good. Let's go even smaller. Okay, now it's getting a little bit too... Let's focus in on this one. Now it's getting a little bit too tight. Now, what if I want a lane to wrap down? Okay, so here's how we do this. Okay, I'm going to go to the flex right here. So this is the overall wrapper of the dynamic list. I'm going to wrap children. Okay, and notice what happens. It puts everything all in one column. That's too big though, so let's make it a little bit smaller. So this flex child right here, I can set a percentage. So just like how we used to do with percentages of columns, I'm going to set the sizing to 25%. Okay, and see what I mean by ultimate control? I can control how I want this to look. So now each of these dynamic elements or items are only going 25% of the width. And so 25 times 4 is 100, and then once it hits 100, it wraps down. Okay, so let me add some padding on this side. There we go. Let's go ahead and do the same thing here, okay? Show you again. So this flex right here, okay, I already have it set to wrap children because both of these are flex. But this one right here, okay, I'm going to call it flex child sponsor item. And I don't want the sizing to be 25%. I want it to be 33.33333. So that way it's a 3 column. And there we go. Add some padding on the left and right. Go here. And so now it's way too small. So for this one, let's go ahead and put 50%. Scroll down, and this one as well. Let's go ahead and make that 50%. And it's responsive. Look at that. 35 minutes. 35 minutes, and I did the homepage. I know I've still missing some of the navbar type things. This one needs some style fixes too. Totally agree. Let's see here. Fix this up a bit. Oof. Probably remove those right there. Yeah, that's better. Let's remove it from here too. That one's good. That one have too much space at the bottom, so maybe this hero. Yeah, so there it is. There's a homepage. It's really fast, really simple. Hopefully you guys got it. Let me know if you didn't, and I'll go over anything you need. But let me just fix this real quick. There we go. Actually, that doesn't look visually centered. There we go. Right there. Right there. Boom. Cool. Any questions? And of course, as always, I will share the read-only link for this with you guys. But the second half of the show is dedicated to you guys. Do you have any questions about what I just did? Do you have any questions in general for Webflow? Or do you have anything that you're working on that you want to show off to the community? Maybe get some tips or some UX review. Let me know in the chat room right now. And yeah, so while I'm waiting for those questions or links, oh, and make sure to submit your links as webflow.io. So your .webflow.io link are the only ones that I will be looking at. All right. So while you guys are doing this, let me go ahead and finish up the nav links. So that one's good. So this one probably needs some sort of hamburger. So probably Coral asks, assumed on the mobile view, hamburger icon transition will be created. So I didn't use the I did not use the navbar component in this because I wanted to have more control. But now as I'm looking at it, I should have used it because it would have made it even more faster, because right now I have to make custom interactions just to do exactly what the nav component already does. So you caught me. Let's see here. Michael Shaw. Hi, Michael. Let's see what you're working on. Your portfolio. Let's see. Let's do it. Okay. Hello. Is that live text? It is live text. Cool. Cool. I like this so far. It tells a story, you know? And again, I always say this to everyone, when you're creating a portfolio site, it should be more focused on who you are, what your story is, than, hey, here's my work. Because, you know, no one wants to hire a robot. Well, If you don't want to be hired as a robot, show who you are. Everyone has a different story. And right now I'm looking at Michael's story and he seems like a cool guy. He's like super happy and he says, "Hi, I'm Michael. I'm a passionate creative with the desire and focus to deliver beautiful and functional designs." Awesome. That's his story. I'm connecting with this person and I want to scroll down. Okay? Ooh, this overlay, that's cool. I like it. Using cards. See, he's telling his story. I love it. I love it. You know, he's showing that he's a family man. Hard worker. And it's very type focused. I love it. It's he's playing around with type and hiding. See, this is live type. It's like something you would usually do in Illustrator or Photoshop or something like that, but he's doing it in Webflow. This is awesome. This is awesome. I'm guessing these are cards or something that we're going to link to something else. Okay, it says portfolio items, test 1 copy, test 2, test 1. Okay. I love it. I love how you're overlaying type. You're a type designer. You were established 1988. Awesome. Let's work together. Great job. Awesome. All right. Rocket League. Yes. Yes. Neo Tokyo just came out. I need to play it. Let's go to about. Portfolio. Nothing works yet. That's fine. What about these right here? Do they work? 404s. That's totally fine. Great job playing around with typography. This is, this is a great example. Oh yeah, responsive too. Let's look at the responsiveness. All right. Let's go here. All right. It looks like, oh wait, I have to refresh though. No? Uh-oh. Something's not working. Probably some overflow you need to fix. Okay, let's go to a different one. Let's go to Galaxy. Refresh. Probably some sort of overflow. And again, this is just Chrome's emulator, so it could be wrong. Let's make it a little bigger. Nexus 6P. Alright. Nice drop shadow right here on the card. Great job. So yeah, you guys, take this as a great example. Take this as a great example. Tell your story first. Don't try to just sell your portfolio. You should want people to hire you for who you are, what you're passionate about, rather than, please hire me because I do great work. You can do great work, but you don't want to be a robot who's just told, just do this, just do this, just do this. Okay? So great job, Michael. I don't know what I would change, because making a portfolio site is hard. It is tough. And so this right here is just great. I'm trying to think what I would make better, but I can't. Maybe adding your Twitter handle somewhere. I'm thinking that'll be under contact though. Unless this is all a one-pager and it's gonna, you click on down and goes down. Not sure. But yeah. Great job. Anna, what you working on? Oh, what? Ooh. Let's see here. No problem, Michael. Huh. I like this. This box right here. I love it. Yeah, it's not an image. I like this story right here. Like, it's kind of a side thing. Ukrainian by birth, American by chance. I noticed that by chance it has a blue line right here, but this one doesn't. So, I don't know, just a small little thing, but okay. It's interesting. Dude, okay, so you and Michael are kind of doing the same thing. This is awesome. All right. Dude, I love this box kind of stuff. This is awesome. Oh, that's a pretty overlay. I mean, a hover effect. Oh, man. Oh, man. Hi, Brendan. Welcome to the stream. Slider? Yup. I like how things are outside of the box. What? I see what you did there. So things are outside of the box. And it's done on purpose and tastefully. Oh, wow. She thinks outside of the box. Anna. This is so cool! Okay, let's see what your menu does. What? You played with 3D. You played with 3D. What is going on? Oh, and you're spinning it. You're spinning it. Oh, man. I don't know what to say. I don't know what okay, I know what I would fix. All right? You need to fix this photo. You're not wearing a Webflow shirt. But besides that, this is really, really good. Click on services too. Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, 3D! We need more people playing with 3D. This is... You're using... I'm getting excited. That's amazing. That's amazing. Alright, here we go. What's it look like? Oh, cool. Let's refresh. Oh, man. I don't know what to say. This is... Michael, Anna, thank you so much for the inspiration. Now I gotta redesign my site. Like, I gotta figure out my own site. Like, my site needs to be fixed now. Just looking at this, I need to step up my game. You guys are killing it. Beautiful. Great job. Okay, so you removed the photo of the person who said it to save space. That's good. Oh, how long did it take for you to make this, Anna? And Michael, yeah, how long did it take for you to make your site as well? Oh, that's amazing. Shoot, all this stuff is amazing. I'm still over here learning the basics. Hey, Brendan, everyone has to learn how to crawl before they can walk before they can run. So don't worry, it takes time. Another cliched thing that I always say, but I really feel it's true. It takes 10 years to become an overnight success. And in order for me to get to where I am, it took 11 years. And still I don't feel like I'm anywhere. But yeah. Another Anna, welcome. So it took you a month between working on job projects. That's awesome. That's awesome. Michael, since we are our own worst critics, a few days for me. Yes. Yes, that's the thing about making a portfolio site for yourself. You hate what you make. You know, like nothing is good enough for yourself. And then you look at someone else's portfolio site and you're like, oh my god, I'm so jealous. Why can't I do that? But that's a good thing, you know? You always want to push yourself higher and higher. And when you're finished with your site, just be done with it and take a break from it. Because, again, just like Michael said, you are your own worst critic. I can design things, I just never fully developed websites before. Yep, web design is tough, but, you know, with practice, you'll get it. Keep looking at websites on Webflow. Keep looking at like here's a great place right here on your dashboard. If you click on Discover, you'll see all of this stuff, and this is where you can find inspiration. And the cool thing about this, if you guys aren't aware yet, you can click on View Project and you can click on Open in Webflow. So you can reverse engineer what this person has created, right? So I clicked on the read-only link, and after it loads, there we go. So it's a read-only mode. I can preview it and just look at what happens. That's really cool. This menu is insane. Like, what is going on? And so instead of saying, what's going on, I wish I can do that, you can actually go in and figure out what this person did. So there's a menu wrapper. I can try to figure it out. I can't figure it out. But, you know, if I just took some time to look into it more. Oh, here we go. Okay, I found it. See? And I can go to interactions and just see what he or she is doing. Oh, man. So many things to play with. Oops. And don't worry, if you mess around with their site, it doesn't save. So you can break it as much as you want. And if you get to a point where you're confused, just press refresh on your browser and you're good to go. All right, here we go. Alexandra, I guess with Webflow, the issue is never the time it takes to do things, but it's know what to do with all those easy options. Yes, you have so many things to play with Webflow, but when do you use it? How do you use it? And that's something you learn over time as a web designer. You know, just keep breaking things, keep fiddling with it, because that's the fun part about all this. Okay. Coral, thank you. Definitely makes me want to explore more possibilities. Yes, there's so many possibilities. When I'm talking about people should be using more 3D transforms, forms on webflow.com, this is what I'm talking about. So we saw a little bit of that with Anna's site, portfolio site, but look, these cubes, that's done in Webflow. It's not a GIF, it's not, or GIF, it's not a video. It's built in Webflow. Here, let me just go to the good stuff, like this. So if you're not familiar with this, there you go. Let me go. This is what Anna did, the flip card. But check this out. What? Yeah. Don't even know. All right? So get crazy. And then when it comes time where a client needs something not too crazy, but you want to try to push the design a little bit, then you can get a little bit crazy knowing that you can go super far. Okay? Well, forgot about that feature. SB Investors, small real estate site. All right, let's do this. Lem Jenkins, thank you for joining the stream. Let's see what you're doing. There we go. There. We buy and sell investment properties. Okay. All right. Let me refresh that real quick. What happened there? There's some sort of weird... Something's growing. I'm not sure if that's on purpose, but we'll move on. Okay. So right here... So whenever you're designing something, you always got to think about spacing. Okay? Visual hierarchy, type hierarchy, in negative space. Because for this right here, you have... I don't know, 100, 200 pixels space right here. But right here, the spacing is too tight. Okay? So you might want to push this away from this text right here a little bit, but if I click on for sale, nothing happens. If I click on rent, nothing happens. In my mind, I know what's happening, but I'm trying to speak as a user. Like, say this is all I see. If I click on for sale, nothing happens. For rent, nothing happens. But because I know Webflow in and out, you're using tabs. You're using the tab component. Okay? So, how would I fix this? I would actually let the tabs be in this section right here and not overlaying this. So that way you have that spacing, this equal spacing at the top and bottom of your content box. And then these tabs, that'll make people want to scroll down on their own because there's no call to action. And they scroll down and they see the tabs and then they're able to play with it and they see something happen. Okay? But if they just see this and nothing happens, they're going to get confused. Okay? And I know that the confusion only lasts for like a couple of seconds, but those seconds mean a lot. The first 6 seconds of your website is the most important. Okay? So you don't want them to leave. Make sure that the UX makes sense. Okay? Now moving on. Great columns. These cards, I like what you did with these. I like it. It's very straightforward, nicely designed. Yeah, I like how you use dotted line for the border bottom. Nice. Nice. A little bit spacing. So again, the spacing between this icon and this paragraph text is too tight. Space out your headers, you know? You don't want to cram everything in so much. Let the user's eyes breathe. Okay. Same thing here. Your line height is very cramped. Okay, because I don't see this style of typography used in anywhere else on this page. So I'm guessing this is a mistake. So you want to make sure to fix that line height. And I'm guessing this is your company, First Impressions Media. So notice how that's really close to the bottom of the browser window. Need to add some padding on the bottom of this footer bar, so that way it's not that close. And this text is way too close to the bottom too. So negative space or white space and your tabs. But other than that, it's nice and clean. Great job. All right, let's keep moving. See my playground. All right, Anna K, what you got? Oh yeah, I saw this on the forums. I love how you're playing around with things. This is awesome. I'm guessing you have a read-only link. Can you share the when you can, even actually on the forums, share the read-only link for this so people can learn how to do this. Oh, and by the way, I think 2 weeks ago we had our CEO on the Webflow workshop, and he talked about, in case you missed it, he talked about having a plugin marketplace. So if you're able to build stuff like this, I'm guessing you'll be able to give it away for free in the plugin marketplace or sell it, you know? So there's something to look forward to. So get started now. Start playing around with Webflow, because what if someone's like, you know what, I like this, I want to just copy this and put it in my Webflow site. Done, you know? So there you go. If you want to make money on the side or help out the community, awesome. Let's see here. Okay, Femin here. Hi, hello, dude. Here, what's up? Hello. Hi, I am noticing you. Don't worry. Oh wait, he said okay, bye. Video guy isn't noticing me. Okay. But his question is, Webflow is definitely awesome, but why is it paid? The 24 employees of Webflow, we need to keep the we need to be fed. We need to keep the lights running, the servers running, keep the lights on, the servers running at the Webflow offices, and make sure that we always have a way to build great stuff for you guys. You can still use Webflow for free. You get one website with 2 pages to play around on Webflow however you want. All right, but when it's time to start building more websites on it, or add in a custom domain name to your Webflow sites, or use the CMS for your clients, that's when it becomes a paid subscription. Okay, and just ask anyone in the live chat room. It's worth it because we handle all the cross-browser issues. We handle the hosting issues for you. Like, you don't have to find a web host. We already host your site on fastly.com and also keep backups on Amazon web servers. And it's super secure. So instead of trying to figure out, which web host should I go to? No, we handle that. And plus, once you press publish on your site, it's live. You don't have to download a FTP program, then download your website files, edit it locally, and then re-upload them and refresh your browser to see if your changes were made correctly. No, everything happens inside of Webflow instantly. All right? But moving on. Paul asked, is there any reason why you wouldn't want to use Flexbox? At this time, no, I can't think of any because it handles layouts better than floats. And it's just one of those things that adds to the power of Webflow and the whole web design industry in general. I remember learning about Flexbox back in 2013. I didn't really get it because coding to me was like, it was hard to get that in my daily routine of learning how to code Flexbox. But now doing it visually, it's just more simple. Oh, that's cool. Progress bar. Run. Oh, that's cool. All right. Hidden menus from left. Yeah, this whole page right here, snack bar. This whole page that animated is just, it shows you the power of Webflow and what you can do with it. Oh, and this right here, I know you can't do this natively in Webflow yet, unless it was this code or, yeah, you gotta let me know. Tooltips. Oh, I've seen people on the forums ask, how do I make a tooltip? Yeah, share this more with the forum, Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, Internet Explorer. Let's see here. Can I use Flexbox? So here's the current support for Flexbox. IE 8, not supported. IE 11, not really. Edge 13, Edge 14 supported. So if there's a way for you to gradually degrade the experience for older IE browsers, then that's when you wouldn't want to use Flexbox, Great job, Anna. That hexagon is really cool. Yes, please share the link in the forum. Yep. Yeah. Any other questions? Oh, it's already 11:05. I was having so much fun answering your questions, guys. Yeah, let's get 2 more questions. Okay? And while I'm waiting for the last 2 questions, again, let's see, design. Again, if you're in the Vancouver area between July 20th or the 22nd, hit us up. Post on the forum or tweet us saying, hey, I'm going to be in Vancouver that weekend. We want to meet you. We want to give you some swag. We want to say hi, shake your hand, and thank you for being an awesome Webflow design community member. All right? So, Design Content Conference, be there if you can. We'll be waiting for you guys. Okay. For more information, go to designcontentconf.com. You put the link in the chat room. And also, my usual sign-offs. If you need any account billing or technical, if you have any account billing or technical issues, hit me up at support@webflow.com. Either I or the other customer support, Dave, Will, or Waldo will get back to you really fast. You want to follow us on Twitter. It's at Webflow app, or you can follow me at The Pixel Geek. These workshops happen every Tuesday at 10 a.m. live Pacific Standard Time. What else? Oh, for design issues, join the community at forum.webflow.com. A lot of people in the chat room, a lot more people in the forum, and everyone's just helping each other out, making awesome stuff. All right. What else? Oh yeah, follow us on Facebook, of course, facebook.com/webflow. And I think that's about it. I don't see any new questions in the chat room, so I'm going to end it off here. Thank you guys so much. Keep making awesome stuff. Keep breaking things as much as possible so you can learn how to fix them. I can't stress that enough. It's all about, we give you the tools, but it's up to you guys to understand the tools and make what you can with them. And as always, how I like to sign off, make the web beautiful. Thank you guys. I'll see you next week.